Hey, very good evening. Welcome to the evening show here at Gordon Bennett TV in the library of the Balloon Museum in Albuquerque. I'm Regan Tetlow. This is Tomas Hora. Meet big boss of the event. How are you doing, my friend?
I'm doing good. Still tired, but I'm looking forward for having a good night's sleep tonight.
Yeah, I think we all are as well. Well, we've got some big news for you, some breaking news. We've got 3 teams that have landed, but before we get to that news, let's have a look at the top 3 positions as it stands at 23 hours and 30 minutes since the launch. In third place, USA won on 533 kilometres. Second place, Germany won on 534. But out in the lead, we've got Great Britain, 537 currently. Thank you very much. I had anything to do with it? I don't know.
yeah, but you were singing the anthem.
I was singing the anthem at the launch. So we've got some people landed. Who's landed, Thomas?
Well, we know about Swiss 1 that has been landing. We know about Germany 3 and Lithuania 1 has landed as well.
Yeah. Well, let's catch up with Swiss 1 after their landing and get the full analysis of their race. Joining us on the call, Swiss 1, Balthasar and René. Good afternoon, gentlemen.
Hey, good evening, Regan.
Tell me, where are you right now? What is your location?
We just arrived in Amarillo in the hotel where our crew wanted to put up for the night. Yes. So we had to book additional. Rooms. Yeah. And it is what it is.
Well, you've had quite an eventful flight. Your video that you sent to us, your update, talking about you had a very turbulent night over the mountains. You were moving around and then you were low down, close to the ground at the dark, using your laser finder for the altitude. Tell me all about it.
Well, it was really a turbulent start. Yeah, we had little time for preparation on the takeoff on the launch, and then we were part of that group on the left hand of the field, which entered the mountains in a bit unfortunate location. Yeah. To have to say, what a difference 10 degrees makes. That's what balloon is all about. Right. And the 10 degrees they brought us to the north, and in the night, indeed, it was a very, very turbulent night. We had all these rotors and so on in the mountains there, and were close to the ground. It was pitch dark, and really it was for us a workful, eventful, and ballast expensive night. That's right.
And then you've had problems with your main lithium battery this afternoon?
That is right. In the afternoon, at about 2:00, suddenly after a call with our command center, all our total energy in the basket just went off. And we realized that our main battery, backup battery, which works together with our fuel cell, went dead. It's a brand new battery. Yeah. We just ordered it before the race here in the United States. It's US made and one, but whatever it is, there is a short circuit in one of the cells. So we bridged then the BMS, so the battery management system, in order to kind of figure out what happens inside of the battery. We took it apart, but we realized we have only 8 volts left, and with that we couldn't start the fuel cell anymore, and without this backup battery we cannot really fulfill our VFR requirements for the night. That means we have no strobe light, we have or not for reliable time, and also possibly our radio and transponder would go dead after a few hours. So we decided safety first. Yes. And landed in a very beautiful location in still a few miles in New Mexico, just next to the border of Texas. In a pasture with very, very kind gentlemen opened the gate for us, so very happy to receive us, and all went well. Safe landing.
Good. Yeah, disappointed. Of course, you feel disappointed with with the battery and the systems, but a safe landing is important, and you're here to tell the story. Was there anybody else around? Did anybody else come out and see you as you were landing?
No, nobody was there. It was just an open pasture. Texas or New Mexico in that area is very, very wide and big. Yeah. We had ground wind of about 10 knots, but we landed with the guiding rope safely, and all went well. And this farmer, he came within a few minutes. He was on the spot, with his four-wheel vehicle, and opened the gate for us, and was very surprised and happy to see us. So super friendly people, and excited to see a balloon, and right. But for us it is a disappointment. We have to say that we prepared so much, whatever we could, and we have this little $200 or $300 item which destroyed this campaign now, and we were in a good position actually, and we could have continued for at least 2 more nights from our ballast point of view. But it is what it is, as I say. And we always learn, and we will in the future always rely on backup battery systems as well. You're always learning, and that's what Gordon Bennett is all about. Yeah. It's development, learning, adventure, unexpected events, and at the end of the day, you're back safely on the ground and have stories to tell.
Yeah, I know the preparation you've put in. I know the hard work, even on the informing everybody, the social media side, starting weeks in advance. You've been updating with really in-depth analysis of what's been happening for you as you've been leading up to the event and through the event as well. So I want to thank you on behalf of all the public who've been following your action and following your adventure, for all the effort you've made in that of keeping everybody informed. Thank you very much.
That's very kind of you, Regan. And our achievement is to be the first ones who landed.
Yeah.
And so that's also an achievement, isn't it?
Absolutely.
You always have to see the bright side in things,
Good.
And we will be happy to seeing the rest of the teams. We wish them good luck, safe flights and safe landings. And we will be back in the race next year, and we'll see what happens then. It's a new game, a new page, and we will be there.
Oh, good. Well, look forward to seeing you back here. Have a good night, gentlemen, and safe travels back to Albuquerque.
Thank you so much, Regan. All the best. Thank you for having us on. Good night.
Good night. It's really good that we can get these incident reports back, Thomas, isn't it?
It's great. It's great. You could also see still the frustration, the understandable frustration in their faces. I was happy to see them laughing at the end a little bit, So they already took the first conclusions. But I have huge respect to this team, because basically the aircraft was working.
Yeah.
It was just the aviation that was not working. And I know them. I know especially Balthasar. They are on a safe side. They are safe aviators, and I have huge respect that they have landed. Because some may have tried, to switch things off and continue.
Yeah.
And they did not. They took the right consequences. Huge respect to them.
Also landed this afternoon, Germany 3. Let's catch up with their story. All right, we're joined on the call with Germany 3. It is Max and Andres Mitchells. Landed. How's it going, Max?
Print went very well for us in the beginning. So like last year, like Benny, launching the last, being in the first place for a pretty long time. And then in the end, there were some thermals for us. It went smooth, and then at a certain point, the thermals took us, and it cost us too much ballast to go in the next days, and that's the reason why we decided to land today.
When was the decision taken that you were going to land? When was that made?
Maybe 4 p.m.
Yes.
4 p.m. 4:30. Yeah, because the thermals took us and cost us 14 bags of sand today.
Yes.
And we didn't calculate with it.
Yes. How was the night? How was the flight in the night? Was it comfortable, or were you being moved around a lot?
The night was cold, yes, but you can't concentrate on the cold when you need to get the right steering, because you need to turn right before Santa Fe.
Yes.
So that was pretty challenging today.
Yes. And the landing? Tell me about the landing for you.
I handed over for the landing.
Yes.
It was a landing like a normal sports ballooning landing. It was nearly perfect. We had half a kilometer of speed. We have a lawn, a landowner. So we just had a beer, and it turned out that the landowner was a controller who brought us through the airspace of Amarillo.
That's
so
it.
said, "You are the German team, yeah, da 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 da." And so we made friends, and he took us to his lawn, and we are just here and drinking beers with him.
That's incredible. There's always some good stories like this. What is your number one memory so far about your competition, about your flight? What was the strongest moment?
The strongest moments was to realize in the beginning when we were taken to the podium, there came a guy told, "Well, that's a very dangerous thing. Father and son on such a little space for more than 2 days. Who of you will survive?" And we both realized we will both survive. So
Good.
that is one of the positive moments at that thing.
Fantastic.
On the other hand, ballooning, if you do that for half a century, there are so many moments that this was for us a pretty normal balloon flight, and you got to be a little bit crazy to bring a balloon to the S to go ballooning, but it's fun and it's worth it.
Yeah, and what an absolute
And
privilege.
Albuquerque is fun anyhow.
What a great privilege to be able to compete father and son together. It's just a very special time, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
It is, but we have so seldom someone who is doing gas ballooning anymore. We have to make our pilots ourselves, like Willie did and like I did.
Yes. And any thoughts for the rest of the race, for the rest of the teams?
We have some insights on the German teams, but we cannot share at this time, for reasons.
Yeah.
Other teams are watching us, so but there is a strategy, and I think it will pay out.
And so, guys, it looks like you've got a great sunset behind you. We had a quick look as before we went live. Turn around, let's have a look, see what the sunset looks like where you are. Wow. That's beautiful, isn't it? Absolutely gorgeous.
Yeah.
And what happens now? Your immediate next hour, what happens?
We will search for a hotel to have a bit of rest because the crew just drove almost 6 hours.
Yes.
And we will have a rest, and then I think we will see us tomorrow on the field.
Okay. All right, gentlemen. Well, we look forward to seeing you back here in Albuquerque. But for now, thank you for joining us and thank you for giving us your time. We really appreciate it.
Okay. Have fun, Reggie. Have a nice evening.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
Yeah, good to catch up with the guys.
Yeah, that was good. And you could see that they were satisfied. I talked to them before that. Obviously, they wanted to win as everybody, but they came here to have a good flight.
Yes.
And I think they had.
Yes. Yeah, to take one flight through the night. I mean, that's a special thing for most people, right?
Especially flying over New Mexico, with hearing the coyotes howling, and there's a huge. The stars you see here is incredible because you don't have this light pollution,
Right.
So flying in New Mexico at night is something very special.
Don't forget to follow us on YouTube and subscribe. We want to see that as well. And any comments you get while you're watching, put them on to the system. Our team here, we're always checking the comments and we might reply to them after the show as well if we don't catch them while we're broadcasting. So we do really like to hear from you. One more team has landed, Lithuania, just really before we went on air. So we've not had a chance to catch up with them or interview them yet. We did check, but they were still packing away. Lithuania, they had a bit of a flight.
Yeah, it was interesting. So they were actually tracking backwards. They were losing distance, and they couldn't get out of this flow going backwards. So they decided to land.
Right. Yeah. Well, I just want to touch on something I'm seeing right now. You were telling me earlier, there's a bit of a story with this Menorca T-shirt.
Yeah, so at the Gordon Bennett, I think it was 2008, out of Geneva, we landed on Menorca.
Yeah.
That was a quick landing because we were going down very quick, and it was not planned, and therefore no chase crew was there. But we were in these suits, in these flight suits, and had nothing to wear. So we went with these flight suits into the next town and bought some tourist shirts, and that's one of it.
There's a lot of water crossing, right, to get over to Menorca?
Yeah, it's a lot of water crossing. So it was 2 balloons landed there. Willie Eimers landed there as well. So we were a total of 5 balloons approaching Menorca. 2 made it, and the other 3 landed in Algeria.
Wow, incredible. So we have a look at some of the tracks and see what's going on now. Thomas, tell us a little bit about where we are and what we expect.
So you can see that some of the balloons have already crossed the 500 kilometer mark, which is the yellow circle you see here. Great Britain was in lead right now. It's USA 1 in lead, I see. Yeah, sorry.
It was nice while it lasted.
It was nice. It lasted. So they are moving now to the east. You can see, but you can see different tracks. Especially Germany 1 is trying to get more to the north.
Yeah.
Also Great Britain 1, and also this I think is Germany 2. They are trying to catch it to the north, and why they are trying to do it we will show later on. You see then Austria 3, Austria 2, they are very far behind, and that might be a strategy which I don't know, but it will be difficult for them to catch a wind which is more to the east. But maybe they are speculating on some lower level jet. We will see. Maybe they will surprise us tomorrow morning.
Yeah.
And France 1 has in mind. I don't know. Maybe they want to go down to the Gulf. We will see. I think tonight will be a very deciding night. And Markus Hagenay, the past event director, always said it's a three-dimensional chess game.
Yes.
Yeah, and that's what we will have this night. You have to put together the different layers of wind and where do you want to go, and we get to that later on. What it is. So, I think it's still quite a pack. They have not split too much, but I suspect tonight they will split a lot.
It's really exciting to keep following the action on the tracking there. Remember, live.gordonbennett.aero. You can follow the tracks all night long, keep zooming in, seeing where they are, seeing the mileage. Let's check in with some more of our video content. We've got Germany 1 and a sleeping pilot.
Shh. Quiet, please. Pilot is sleeping. We go from the living room in the sleeping room.
Good morning, good night, good night. Mittagsschlaf.
And back in the living room. And so it's quite nice here. See our cockpit, all the instruments. So we are continuing our flight, and it's very stable here. We have a good speed. Everything works fine right now. So see you later.
I must say, Thomas, just to go outside of the competition for a moment, for me to see these father and son teams, I think it's really special. It's quite a privilege. Unfortunately, it's something I never got to do with my father, to do my sport together. But it's so amazing to see these teams doing this.
It is amazing, and I would have liked to do it with my father as well. My father was also a balloonist, but we never got to fly a Gordon Bennett together. We flew sometimes together, but never a Gordon Bennett. What I want to point out about the Imers team is you see how comfortable they are, how and what routine they have. There's a real peace, or inner conviction that this will turn out really good.
Yeah.
And you can see that here. They're really really good played in, and I think they also complement each other very much.
Yes, they have the schedule, they have the system all in place. What about with sleeping? How much sleep do you get there? I mean, can you get many hours from your experience, or little snacks, a little bit?
Yeah, it's more snacks. So what's the best thing is that you have a schedule.
Yes.
So usually a good schedule is 4 hours sleeping, 4 hours on duty. And then you get enough sleep. You will never have a great sleep.
Right.
And you saw that also with Willy. He was not sleeping, but at least he was resting, and that's also important. And so 4 hours of rest, and then 4 hours of flying, 4 hours of rest. But you don't get in very much sleep. It's also not very comfortable, you have to say.
Right. Everybody wants to know about the bathrooms with Gordon Bennett and with astronauts and everybody that's flying. They always want to know about the bathrooms. Let's check in with one of the teams that landed already, Swiss One, and their bathroom technique.
Okay, guys, so that's the most asked questions. How do they do it up there? I mean, not in the balloon, but in the basket, of course. So I wanted to introduce you to the toilet of 2023, the most advanced pot in the air. So what you see here is our pot. This is not where we make our stuff into. I mean, that wouldn't be very helpful, wouldn't it? You know. But what we do is we have compostable bags here. These are compostable bags, and we put, for the sake of safety, we put in 2 of those, and that's where we're gonna do our little business. All right. I mean the bigger business. The smaller business we do, the liquid business we do in something like that. And now this is what it is. And the inner bag, once we have done our job, you know, we close that one. We'll knot it together and we'll put it into a plastic bag, which will trail pretty far down. So, you know, we call it the sewer. Yeah. So, and that is what we're gonna be leaving in a safe place after landing. Now that is the important stuff. We even have our toilet paper is even branded with a balloon. So you see, even that we are stylish, and we don't little balloon and some clouds. So you know, so that at least this is a stylish thing we do. So have fun, all the best. That was the most asked question any gas balloon pilot is being asked. So now you know it.
You got a bit of an observation there on the bucket.
Yeah, the bucket, you know, had holes. That's weight optimized bucket, you know.
Yeah.
So they are so optimized. They even have the bucket weight optimized. That's great.
Incredible. And there was another father and son team as well.
Yeah, Wutzi Wagner and his father were also flying together. So Thomas Levitz, who's a legend in gas ballooning, he was flying Gordon Bennett's back then with Sylvia Wagner, Wutzi's mother.
Yes.
And Thomas Levitz and Wutzi flew Gordon Bennett's together as well.
Yeah, I last saw Sylvia at the World Skydiving Championships in Voss in Norway. She was one of the judges there. So still very active in air sports all throughout the board, the family.
It's great. It's great. I meet her sometimes in Klatovy, where Wutzi is from, and it's great being with them. They are very nice people.
Yeah, Klatovy, one of the meccas for canopy pilots around the world. A beautiful place. I've not been there yet. I want to make it there one day.
You have to. It's a really nice place. It's also nice for hiking.
Yeah. Well, talking of different air sports, parachutes and canopy pilots and balloons, what about paper planes? Let's check in with USA 1.
Ready?
Beautiful day, USA 1 from the basket of USA 1. It's a slow day, and so we've got a little time. We're going to see how this baby performs.
You gonna throw it or am I gonna throw it?
You can throw it.
Okay. Appropriately decorated.
Go ahead, let her rip.
Ready? All right. Here we go. Woo!
Nice. Look at that. Coming around again. Gotta make sure I don't drop my phone. Someone will find a paper airplane and a phone. Oh, there it is.
See it?
Right down there.
That was flying quite well, wasn't it?
It was flying good, yeah. And you can see that Noah probably was the aeronautical engineer designing this plane. Good thing is that it was flying down, because if the plane would be flying up, you are in heavy thermals.
You know, they should have put $20 in there as well for anybody that finds it on the ground as a little treat to find a bit of money there.
And an address to say, hey, I found it.
Well, good stuff there. And let's talk a little bit more about what's going on with the competition then. Thomas, you said you wanted to touch on a few things a little bit later.
Yeah, we can do that. We can do that now.
Here we go.
So as you can see, the balloons are right now in the middle of Texas, or northern Texas. It's called the Texas Panhandle. And up here, and where you see blue, that's a light wind, yellow and green are stronger winds, red is very strong winds. And you can see they are right on the edge of this stronger winds here. And what they want to do, what I think they want to do, is they want to try to catch this wind and getting a little bit further north. Because in the next slide you will see there's a strong wind going in another altitude this way. So this altitude here is, I think, altitude, it says 3,000 feet, so about 1,000 meters. You can see here with catching that wind, you will track to the north east. And with the northeast, you will be then later in the night or maybe tomorrow early in the morning in a position to catch the other wind. So and that's the three-dimensional chess. You need to find one altitude to get you to a place where you can then catch another altitude to get far away. So, and if you take a look in the next slide, and this is the slide where in 4,200 meters, so some 14,000 feet. So you see, if you remember the last slide, it took us up here into Oklahoma. And when you are in Oklahoma, you then can go in a higher altitude and catch this stream here, which will then take you towards Charleston, that's some South Carolina or even North Carolina. Obviously, there's also some winds in between, and that will make the difference between the winner and somebody who will end up second, is who will be able to get the furthest north, but still with enough speed. And that's a really tricky part, because obviously the further north you get, the more coastline you have, or the more land you have,
Yes.
and then you can land later.
When we first started, we were looking at on the very first day, we were looking at the different trajectories. It's turning out a little bit differently than what we thought it might have been, right?
Yes, it's completely different. It's completely different. But once they're getting more to the east, it will be easier to predict, because the difficult thing is we were in New Mexico in the middle of a high pressure.
Yeah.
And that's almost impossible to predict what is happening there on a mathematical model.
Yes.
That's where you need a good meteorologist like Randy or so, which go from experience. And but once you are in a flow which is more a stable flow and a fast flow, that's something which you can predict easier.
Right. Interesting stuff. Well, back to a little bit more of the light-hearted stuff, and another little toilet break coming our way from Germany too.
So, good afternoon from Germany too. The probably most asked question we get when we say we're flying gas balloon for several days is, how do you... And now we're gonna show you how it works. So Ben's gonna prepare. This is our bed, you can see, or the bench we're sitting on. And we're now just adding one more tube to this construction. And we got an original toilet seat, which is mounted on top. And then we have a biodegradable bag that goes into the seat.
Oh wait, we have to strap these together first.
Oh yeah. We don't wanna fall down. By the way, have you seen Ben's socks actually? Awesome. So,
Number one.
quick look outside.
Beautiful weather today.
Beautiful weather today. We've passed Amarillo, and I think this is Freaky Cuneo flying close to us.
Where the...
Yeah, the clips. We need the clips to attach to the bag.
One is not enough.
Yeah. And after that,
Got it.
I'm gonna sit on like a king on a throne.
One.
2.
See where we can attach it properly. Here.
I think you get the idea.
I think everybody wants to see it now, how you get on there.
the fourth one.
There you go.
Ooh. It looks quite comfy, and of course, most important,
Balloon toilet paper. Awesome.
so I'm gonna have a seat now. And everything past this point is unfortunately censored. So
Bye,
have
guys.
a great day. Bye, guys.
Yeah, it's all right saying everything past that point is censored, but we've got it on our own private channel, so be careful or else we'll put it out there for you.
But you can see they are enjoying the flight. They are enjoying the flight. They're celebrating what they are doing there. But to be honest, I don't know if this is a construction which I would like to have. You know, you need to have a lot of self-control.
When it's time, right?
Exactly.
Well, talking about time, it is now 24 hours and 14 seconds since we began the race.
So 1 day gone.
Yeah, 1 day gone, 1 night gone. We're already into the night time. It's dark out there. We had some beautiful sunsets from the team, and Germany won. I've got some good images for us. Let's have a look.
Good evening.
Good evening.
From Team Germany 1. So sunset is in about 20 minutes. You can see the sun goes down over here.
We're very relaxed.
Yeah, the day was very good. We had a little bit in the end of the day, the last 2 hours, unstable conditions, but that's normal. We expect this by the sun heating, so all okay.
See you tomorrow morning. Maybe by
Good night, everybody.
Good night, everybody. All right.
Quite an interesting little insight to some equipment you saw there, Thomas.
Yeah, so I have to say, so first of all, their comments, second of all, their behavior shows me they're very well settled right now. And I saw some of the sand they are having. I think they have quite some endurance. So I could imagine this could be a long race.
Mm-hmm. Do we have some comments coming through, did we say, guys, on there on our media table with Christian and Mark? What have we got?
So someone is asking if they will actually reach the Mississippi River. He knows it's depending on load factors and so on, but what do you think?
Well, I certainly think they will cross the Mississippi River. I cannot tell you where, but the trajectories, the weather, the endurance they are still having ahead of them, all speaks for it that they will cross the Mississippi. There's no adverse weather which would prevent them to go there. And this could happen as soon as tomorrow evening.
All right. Well, don't forget the hashtag GB2023. Don't forget to subscribe to the YouTube as well. It's good night from all our pilots in the sky, from our 3 teams on the ground, and from the Gordon Bennett TV crew here in the studio. It's a very good night from us, and we'll see you tomorrow morning bright and early with our first show of 06:30. Remember to make a note now of the show times. 06:30 is the first one, 9 a.m. the second, 1300, 1 p.m. is the third, and 8 p.m. is our fourth show of the day. We're going to have a good wave goodbye now from Germany too, and wish you a nice, pleasant evening or daytime wherever you are. See you tomorrow, 06:30.
Good night.